What if the most powerful force shaping your future isn't your talent, or your intelligence, or even how hard you work, but what someone else silently decided about you? Picture this. You walk into a room, a classroom, an office, an interview. The lighting is normal. The furniture is ordinary. Nothing feels dangerous. And yet, something has already happened. Before you speak, before you sit down, before you prove anything, a verdict has already been passed. Not out loud, not consciously. Just a quiet conclusion forming behind someone's eyes. This one will fail. This one isn't impressive. Or worse, this one doesn't matter. Your shoulders sink a fraction of an inch. Your breathing shortens. Your voice tightens as if it's suddenly on trial. You hesitate more than usual. You choose safer words. You second-guess thoughts that once felt natural. And slowly, almost obediently, you begin to become exactly what they expected. The gap. Why does the human mind do this? Why are we so disturbingly sensitive to beliefs that are never spoken, to judgments that exist only in tone, posture, and silence? Why does a single raised eyebrow, a delayed response, or a lack of enthusiasm have the power to drain confidence out of a room? Psychologists have a name for this phenomenon. It's subtle, it's pervasive, and it's shaping lives right now. Careers, classrooms, relationships, identities. It's called the Pygmalion Effect. And once you understand how it works, you may never trust a compliment or a doubt the same way again. Segment 1. The myth that gave it a name. The story begins long before psychology labs, brain scans, and academic journals. In ancient Greece, there was a sculptor named Pygmalion. He didn't just dislike imperfection. He rejected it entirely. Human beings to him were exhausting, unpredictable, emotionally volatile, filled with contradictions that ruined beauty and order. People disappointed you. People changed. People failed to live up to the image you created of them. So Pygmalion withdrew. Instead of relationships, he chose certainty. Instead of vulnerability, he chose control. He carved a statue, an ivory woman, perfect in proportion, expression, and symmetry. No conflicting emotions, no arguments, no rejection, just silent perfection. Frozen exactly the way he wanted it to be. But then something strange happened. Pygmalion didn't just admire the statue. He believed in her. He spoke to her as if she could hear. He dressed her as if she could feel. He imagined her responding, understanding, existing beyond stone. Day after day, his belief intensified. The statue stopped being an object. It became a presence. According to the myth, the goddess Aphrodite noticed his devotion. And moved by the depth of his belief, not his skill, not his craftsmanship, but his expectation, she granted him a miracle. The statue came to life. A fantasy, obviously, but myths don't survive because they're realistic. They survive because they reveal uncomfortable truths about the human mind. This story suggested something unsettling long before science could explain it. Belief itself has creative power, not supernatural power, psychological power. Pygmalion didn't just shape ivory. He projected expectation. And thousands of years later, psychology would uncover a deeply uncomfortable truth hiding inside that myth. When we expect something from another human being, success, failure, brilliance, incompetence, we don't just observe their future. We begin quietly sculpting it. Segment 2. The experiment that changed psychology. Fast forward to the 1960s. A psychologist named Robert Rosenthal wanted to test a dangerous idea. One that challenged the comforting belief that performance is purely personal. What if belief alone, not intelligence, not discipline, not effort, could influence outcomes? So he ran an experiment inside an ordinary elementary school. Teachers were told that a new, highly sophisticated test had identified certain students as intellectual bloomers, children on the verge of rapid academic acceleration. These students, they were told, were special. There was only one problem. The test was fake. The students were selected completely at random. No higher IQs, no hidden talent, no genetic advantage. Yet by the end of the school year, something extraordinary happened. Those labeled bloomers genuinely outperformed their peers. Their IQ scores increased. Their classroom participation rose. Their confidence improved, not because of biology, not because of effort alone, but because their teachers believed in them. That belief changed teacher behavior in ways so small they escaped conscious awareness. Teachers smiled more often, maintained eye contact longer, allowed extra time to answer questions, corrected mistakes with patience instead of irritation, expressed subtle trust through tone and body language. Nothing dramatic, nothing intentional, just thousands of microscopic interactions repeated daily. And the human brain is exquisitely sensitive to those signals. Children sensed expectation, they felt seen, they felt capable, and they adjusted themselves accordingly. This phenomenon became known as the Pygmalion Effect. When higher expectations lead to higher performance, and lower expectations quietly suffocate potential. The most unsettling detail? No one involved believed they were influencing anything at all. Segment 3. The Dark Mechanics of Expectation. Here's where the story becomes uncomfortable. The Pygmalion Effect doesn't require words. No one has to say, "I doubt you." Your brain detects it anyway. A delayed reply, a distracted tone, a lack of enthusiasm when you speak. Your nervous system processes these signals faster than conscious thought, and it doesn't ask why. It doesn't analyze fairness. It assumes threat. From an evolutionary perspective, social rejection was once fatal. Being doubted, excluded, or dismissed meant danger. So the brain evolved to treat subtle judgment as a survival signal. When the brain senses social threat, it doesn't optimize for creativity, intelligence, or originality. It optimizes for safety. Confidence drops. Risk-taking disappears. Your thinking narrows. You stop raising your hand. You stop volunteering ideas. You start playing small, not because you lack ability, but because your brain is trying to protect you. Over time, expectation hardens into reality. This is what psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it works in both directions. Children labeled gifted often develop confidence before competence. Children labeled difficult often grow into the role assigned to them. Employees promoted early begin acting like leaders. Employees overlooked begin disengaging long before they quit. But the most dangerous phase comes later. Eventually, the external expectation becomes internal. The voices of teachers, parents, managers, peers, they migrate inside your head. You start saying, "I'm just not good at this. I always mess things up. People like me don't succeed." At that point, the Pygmalion Effect no longer needs other people. You become both the sculptor and the statue. And that is where belief stops being influence and becomes destiny. The twist in application. You might believe you're immune to psychological influence. After all, you're self-aware, rational, independent. But consider this. Have you ever performed worse simply because someone doubted you, even subtly? Have you ever exceeded your limits because someone believed in you? Have you ever frozen under silent judgment without knowing why? That wasn't weakness. That was your brain functioning exactly as it was designed to. The Pygmalion Effect isn't manipulation, it's adaptation. The same mental machinery behind it also fuels imposter syndrome, where success feels undeserved. The Barnum Effect, where vague descriptions feel deeply personal. Confirmation bias, where we defend beliefs even when they harm us. Your mind is constantly scanning the environment for cues about who you're allowed to be, what role you're expected to play, what ceiling you're not supposed to cross. And the most dangerous expectation isn't the one placed on you by others. It's the one you accept without questioning. Because once you believe it, your behavior will protect it, even when it's false, even when it keeps you small. So here's the unsettling question to sit with. How much of your personality, your confidence, your ambition was actually chosen by you, and how much was quietly installed by someone else's belief? Because if expectations can shape intelligence, behavior, and destiny, then the next question becomes far more disturbing. Who is programming your mind right now? And that is why you need to watch the next videos.